Open your photo gallery right now. Scroll down to a picture from 5 years ago. You look at the image and a memory floods your brain. You remember the exact warmth of the sun, the sound of someone laughing, the clothes you wore, and the feeling in your chest. But what if I told you that half of that memory is a complete lie? What if the person laughing wasn't even in the room that day? What if you never actually wore those clothes? Your brain feels 100% certain it happened, but your brain is lying to you. It feels like our memory should work like a video camera, recording reality exactly as it happens and saving it to a hard drive inside our skull. It doesn't. And what scientists have figured out about how your brain pieces together your past is genuinely strange. Your mind is constantly constructing a history that never existed. Roughly 7 out of 10 humans can be easily convinced to remember an entire childhood event that never happened to them. They can be made to clearly recall hot air balloon rides, getting lost in malls, or spilling a punch bowl at a wedding, even when their parents confirm it is a total fabrication. And once that fake pattern locks into your brain, it feels just as real, vivid, and emotional as your actual life. It almost never flips back. The scale of this deception is massive. Every single day, your subconscious mind is editing, wiping, and completely inventing fragments of your personal history. You are not walking around with a perfect record of your life. You are walking around with a highly edited story, a running script that your brain continuously rewrites every single time you think about it. Let's look at the breakdown, starting with the fatal errors in human judgment. The proof that our memory breaks this way doesn't just come from modern psychology labs. It comes from the highest courts and the most devastating errors in human history. For decades, the legal system treated human memory like a gold standard. If an eyewitness stood up in court, pointed at a defendant, and swore under oath that they remembered their face during a crime, the case was closed. The jury believed them, the judge believed them, and the system locked the cell door. But when modern DNA testing arrived, the system hit a horrifying reality check. Researchers looked at hundreds of cases where innocent people were locked away for decades based on rock-solid eyewitness testimony. When the biological DNA evidence was finally analyzed, these prisoners were proven entirely innocent. The witnesses weren't lying on purpose. They weren't trying to trick the police or frame an innocent person. Their brains had genuinely generated a completely false memory. They looked at a lineup of suspects, saw a face that looked vaguely familiar from a mugshot they were shown earlier, and their brains stitched that familiarity into the actual scene of the crime. Over weeks of questioning, the false memory grew denser, stronger, and more vivid, until the witness was completely convinced they were looking at the true attacker. In one famous study, a scientist named Elizabeth Loftus showed people a film of a minor car accident. Afterward, she split the participants into groups and asked them specific questions. She asked one group, how fast were the cars going when they hit each other? She asked the second group, how fast were the cars going when they smashed into each other? The difference of a single word changed everything inside their skulls. The people who heard the word hit estimated the speed was relatively low, but the people who heard the word smashed calculated a much higher speed. More importantly, 1 week later, the people who heard the word smashed swore they remembered seeing broken glass all over the road. They described the shards, the reflection of the light, and the mess. But in the original film, there was absolutely no broken glass at all. The brain had taken a new, suggestive word, slipped it into the old memory file, and rebuilt the entire scene overnight. Long before you try to recall an event, your mind has already altered the timeline, swapping out the real details for scraps of outside gossip, expectations, and dreams. Once a word enters the skull, the original reality is erased forever. So, what specific mechanism is happening inside your brain that forces all of us to live with these glitches? To understand that, we have to look at how a memory is actually built. Your brain is cross-wired, chaotic, and highly unorganized. When you experience an event, the data doesn't get saved as a single movie file in one compartment. The color of the room goes to your visual cortex at the very back of your skull. The sounds go to your auditory cortex near your ears. The emotions go to your amygdala, deep inside your emotional center. And the central manager of this entire distributed system is a small horseshoe-shaped structure called the hippocampus. Think of the hippocampus like an overworked, exhausted archivist in a library where the ceiling is leaking. When you try to remember a childhood birthday party, the hippocampus has to run around to different rooms in the brain, grabbing the colors from the back, the sounds from the sides, and the feelings from the center, and gluing them back together in real time. But over years, those individual pieces get loose. The glue degrades. And here's where the glitch happens. If a piece of the original memory is missing, say you forgot who actually brought the cake or what color the balloons were, the hippocampus doesn't leave a blank space. It hates emptiness. It cannot tolerate an open loop in your history. So it grabs a random piece of data from a completely different time. Maybe it pulls a frame from a home movie you watched 3 years later, or a detail from a story your cousin told you at a dinner party, and clips it into the puzzle. The brain snaps the piece in, smooths over the edges, and presents it to your conscious mind as an absolute truth. The side of your brain built for speech and logic is also the side built for handling objects and creating narratives. The neural networks for imagining a future event and remembering a past event overlap almost completely. When you recall the past, you are technically imagining it all over again. Every time you open a memory, you edit it. You expose it to the air, change the details based on how you feel right now, and when you close it, you save the new, edited version over the old one. You are constantly overriding your own hard drive, which raises the obvious question. If our memory is so full of holes, glitches, and jumbled code, why did evolution design it this way? Why hasn't this dangerous flaw been selected out over millions of years of human survival? The answer comes from survival efficiency. If your brain functioned like a rigid, unyielding video camera, recording every single pixel of every single second, it would be a biological disaster. It would consume massive amounts of energy and burn through your calories. To survive in a dangerous, rapidly changing world, an ancestor didn't need to remember every single leaf on a specific bush or the exact pitch of a predator's roar. They needed a system that extracts general rules. Big cats live in high grass. Memory was not built by nature to look backward. It was built exclusively to predict the future. By keeping memory flexible, loose, and easy to remold, your brain can combine fragments of completely different past experiences to simulate scenarios that haven't happened yet. It allows you to map out your next move, to anticipate unseen danger, and to adapt to a new environment. A rigid memory cannot innovate. A flexible, lying memory can. But that extreme evolutionary advantage comes with a massive, terrifying biological tax. The tax is that our past becomes highly unstable. In a world where you cooperate with other humans, share stories around fires, and constantly look at digital media, your loose, unprotected memory storage is incredibly vulnerable to contamination. Your history can be hacked by anyone with a convincing voice. This vulnerability means that false memories can be planted deliberately, like a virus injected into your operating system. In extreme laboratory setups, psychologists have mastered the art of memory implantation. They take a healthy subject, interview their parents to get real details about their childhood, and then sit the subject down. They tell them 3 real stories from their past, and then casually slip in a 4th, completely fake story. They tell them, "Your mother told us that when you were 6, you got lost in a crowded department store, started crying, and an old woman in a blue sweater helped you find your family." The first time the subject hears this, they say they don't remember it, but the researchers tell them to go home, close their eyes, and try to visualize it for a few minutes every night. When the subject returns a week later, something incredible happens. The brain has taken the prompt and built the memory from scratch. The subject will look the researcher in the eye and say, "Yes, I remember now. I remember how cold the floor was. I remember the old lady gave me a piece of candy. I can still see the blue color of her sweater." They have created a vivid, emotional, detailed reality out of thin air. They aren't lying. Their neural pathways have physically reconstructed an event that never occurred. Their brain took the scraps of their real childhood store layouts and combined them with a suggestion to create a permanent history. This happens outside the lab every single day. When you argue with a friend or a partner about a fight you had last year, both of you are completely certain your version is correct. You remember the exact tone, the exact words. But the science shows that both of your brains have edited the event to fit your current emotions. You are fighting over 2 completely different simulations. But what happens when this memory editing happens on a massive societal scale? How long can a civilization survive when its collective memory runs on a glitching loop? Today we see mass media, political campaigns, and social media algorithms exploit this loop continuously. They don't need to rewrite history books to change the past. They just need to show you a repetitive, slightly altered clip or insert a specific suggestive headline into your feed while your brain is tired and searching for dopamine. Your brain takes that scrap, drops it into your memory archive, and within months you will swear you lived through it, saw it live, or always believed it. Our working memory has a strict limit. When it runs out of space due to the constant flood of modern stimulation, it becomes desperate. It starts aggressively cutting corners, flattening complex realities into simple black and white stories, and importing false frames just to keep up with the pacing of the digital world. The line between a true, verified experience and an absolute psychological void is only a few suggestive inputs away. Every single function of your life, your sense of self, your relationships, your judgments, and your reality is entirely dependent on an unstable biological program that reconstructs your past from scratch every time you try to look at it. The architecture of your skull hasn't changed. Only our ability to contaminate it has. If someone took you right now, isolated you from your phone, and completely controlled the stories you were told about your own life for just 1 week, your entire identity would dissolve. Your memories would vanish, your preferences would flip, and your eyes would look back at a childhood that belongs to someone else. You live in a society that treats memory like an absolute record, a definitive proof of who is right and who is wrong. We use old photos, texts, and arguments to anchor ourselves, running our internal storage into absolute confusion. For millions of years, your memory only had to process what your own eyes saw in the immediate physical world. You belong to the very first generation that can choose to ignore that boundary, flooding your skull with an endless stream of digital information, fake timelines, and curated realities, trading your authentic history for a glitched simulation. And you have absolutely no idea how much of your own life you have already made up.